I'm happy to have with me Amanda Olson, and she'll be talking to us about how to build out your online presence, especially during this time where a lot of entrepreneurs, we have gone online because we're not able to, have the face-to-face interaction that we're used to. I'm really, really excited about what our conversation will unfold. So I'm Michelle and I'm a business growth coach located here in the sunny Jamaica. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And when we talk about building onto your online presence, persons get like overwhelmed, like, oh my God, where do I go? Do I need a website? Do I not need a website? Do I need a landing page? Do I need Facebook? Do I need Instagram? Do I need Twitter? Do I need Pinterest? It just feels like this world that's just clouding our thoughts. I'm really, really happy to have you, and I'm excited to hear about what you have to say. So let's jump right in.
Yeah, definitely.
Why is it important for entrepreneurs to be able to be present online?
Yeah, so I have like a few keys that I want to mention here. So the first one is visibility. And at its simplest definition, this basically means just getting found online, right? So a couple quotes that I have heard recently that I really love are being a best kept secret is a great compliment, but a terrible business plan. And I love that. My friend Tiffany came up with that. She's a PR guru and she's amazing. And and basically, if people can't find you, if they don't know that you exist, you can't help them, right? You can't serve them. You can't grow your business because they don't know you exist. Quite a while ago, years ago, when I was pretty fresh in my business, my friend Liz, we were talking, and she was saying how she realized that if she wanted to take her business to the next level, people had to know who she was. And at that point in my business, that really opened my eyes because it just I don't know, that thought hadn't really occurred to me before, equating growing your business with people knowing that your business exists. So that in itself is really one of the core elements of why your online presence is so important. And there are a few others I wanted to go through as well. So the next one is credibility. So in the online space, when you're sharing content and when you are getting, well, I encourage you to get featured in publications. This is a great way to boost your credibility and your authority online. And because it's so easy to share things online, this is a great way, or a great place really, to be focusing on these things, growing your credibility and authority. Next, your online presence can be used as a sales tool and a marketing tool. And I encourage you to look at it that way too. I don't think people always see their website as a tool that they can use for sales. I think it feels maybe like a box they need to check off. But when you are working on your website, it's really important to lay out the most important aspects of your business. Make it really clear what you do and who you're for, outline your offers, and of course, make it super easy for people to take that next step with you. And then the last thing I want to mention is that your online presence, your website specifically, can be a really great way to qualify your leads. So with your website, this can help you filter the people that are finding you to help you connect with the people that you really want to be working with. So this comes through on the branding on your website, the language that you're using, how you describe things, the way you're talking to people. And it can even be done more specifically through something like a form for people to sign up for a consultation where you're asking specific questions. And some people do get really specific with those because they want to make sure that they are only bringing in a certain people, and they want that their website to do that work for them, which means less time for you on the phone, answering emails with people who ultimately aren't your ideal client. So those are a few varied ways that your online presence can be used to really benefit your business.
Thank you for that, Amanda. And as you spoke about website, that resonated with me because when I just started, it felt like something that I needed to tick off. I need to have a website, and I dove right in without thinking about the things that you're talking of. So entrepreneurs really take this and think about it. So even now when I think of, okay, I need to revamp my website, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. One, I want it to be easy. And two, I just wanted to say why am I here? What am I offering?
Right.
And so persons can easily know what I'm about. So think about it that way. And as you spoke about get credibility, if persons don't know what you're doing and know that you're out there, then they just won't know. And then, we start wondering, okay, why am I not growing? Why am I not getting the success that I want? But people don't know that you exist and know that you're out there. So
Yeah.
really, really good nuggets, good
Yeah, if
nuggets.
I could just jump in with one more thing I was just thinking of too. I think like when it comes to building a website or revamping it, I think people get really caught in how it looks. And that is definitely like an important part of it for sure. But what's more important really, and I say this as a designer, is the messaging and being really clear with communicating. So, I mean, definitely make it beautiful, do all those things. But at the core of it, a pretty website will do nothing for you if your messaging isn't clear, if you're not communicating the things that you really need to be communicating for your audience.
Yeah. And I tell you that resonates with me. So take the lessons. I remember I said, I'm in the process of, I haven't started it yet. I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on my summits. And then after the summit, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
But like, I saw a website for somebody. It was just so simple. 1, 2, 3 things she's offering. This is who I am. You click once, you're able to get all your information. Are you interested? Let's go. So
Yeah.
I can completely relate, and just make sure that your language is clear and
Yes.
people understand what you're offering. And I've learned those lessons, so I can completely relate. That you know what you want to do in your head, but are those the words that your customer is using?
Yeah.
Just make sure that you take that in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So when we say online, persons think of just a few platforms. What are the online platforms that entrepreneurs can think of when they based on the product or service that they offer?
Yeah. So I actually want to flip this around a little bit and I want to make it super simple. Wherever your audience is online, that's where you want to be. It can be any social platform. It could be LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, although a lot of people say, qualify Pinterest not as a social platform, but a search engine, YouTube. It could be something like forums, like Reddit, Medium. It could be, I know one of my friends studied communities around knitting, like super
Oh,
specific. I mean, if your audience is there, that's where you should be. It really does not have to be limited to those huge major platforms. Of course, you're going to have a lot more traffic there, or potentially have a lot more traffic there, right? Because there's a lot more membership on those platforms. But wherever your audience is hanging out, that's where you want to be. So I hope that simplifies things for a lot of people, because there is so much confusion, I think, about I need to be on all these different platforms, or TikTok is the new thing, so I need to be there. But really, first look, is my audience hanging out there? If not, then don't worry about it. The second thing I would say is I recommend focusing on one platform to start with. I don't know what your approach is, but especially as a new business owner, it can be super overwhelming to, as a one-man band, try to show up on all these different platforms. You're left burnt out. You have no time to do the actual work of your business. So I recommend keeping it simple, focus on one platform, do it well. And then people will also realize if they want to hear from you, they can go to that spot, and that's where you're going to be.
thank you, Amanda. And I've heard that suggestion so often, focus on one platform, because you do get a little confused, especially if you're just starting out and it's just you. Um, these platforms, I remember when I went back on Facebook, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I needed an IT degree to navigate through everything on Facebook. And I still don't think I'm there, because I came off for a while and because of my business, I went back. But you need to learn all these things about it, and then you don't want to just be there and not connecting or not
Yeah,
being able
exactly.
to respond
Mhm.
to your clients. So I take that one wholeheartedly. Focus on one platform, a lot of, and it happens to entrepreneurs, that's why we get spinning. And then that leads to us feeling stuck because everybody's saying, oh, go here, go to LinkedIn. I'm like, listen, I know it's a great thing. I've heard all the wonderful things about LinkedIn, but right now, I can't.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you don't want to seem disconnected. You don't want to seem disconnected.
Right. I
So,
want to add something to that too, if
yeah,
I can. There are tools that will fire off your content to all these social platforms. Like the technology is there, but people can tell energetically if you are not there. Like if you're showing up on 5 different platforms, I don't think that I wouldn't be able to have time to show up, like, comment and have conversations on that many platforms. And I really think that people can sense that. Also, the different platforms often have like nuances. So unless you're tailoring your content for all the different platforms, those nuances are going to be kind of a telling sign that you aren't actually there. So like if you are, sharing content even between Facebook and Instagram has the hashtags. If you have hashtags on Facebook, you can usually tell, like, okay, they brought it over from Instagram, or so there are those little nuances too. Technologically you can do it, but people can tell, I think.
yeah, and it's the same thing as when you post on Instagram and you're allowed to post it on Facebook. Sometimes I may have persons who respond to me on Facebook and I'm like, oh, I'm not really over here, and then I have to think about it, like, so why are you posting it there? Because
Yeah.
people do comment,
Yeah.
and as you said, persons can know if you're really showing up or it's just something that was left over. So I just sent it over there. So when it
Yeah.
comes on to business, you really do need to figure that out and just be comfortable and choose the platform that works for you.
Mhm.
Person might be showing up on many, that is okay. Choose the one that works for you and just work with it. So you're getting some good nuggets, and we just started. So I hope you have your pen and your paper, you're making notes. So Amanda, I have a follow-up question to that
Yeah.
then. How do you know where your community is?
That is a great question. So a couple of things here. First, ask them. Start looking at, you can even take it back a step further, where you're really defining your target audience, right? Some people call it your ideal client avatar. There's really so many terms for it. So first, look at who are the people that you really want to serve. And then I recommend actually like finding real people that fit those, those profile points, and actually talking to them. So what this can look like is, on social media, whatever platform you're on, you can set up, quick 15-minute calls with people. Say, I'm looking for female business owners who, and then list out like a few specifics to, to get those specific people. And in return for your time, I will send you a Starbucks gift card or whatever. But then hop on a call with those people and get to know them, get to know what their goals are, their pain points. And then you can ask them some of those specifics, like what social platforms are you on? Although you'll probably be able to find them too, right? You'll probably be able to do some searching too. So you can talk to them. You can do some just like manually searching on the platform, see if they're there. You can look at some stats. Each platform has some of their demographic stats. This is really kind of a really broad look, so it doesn't really give you, it's a good place to start if you really have no idea where to start. You can start with some demographics. Like YouTube actually, I don't know why I was surprised by this. Other people might not be surprised, but YouTube covers a lot of age groups. It is a very well populated platform spanning
Yeah,
across demographics. So that was super interesting to me. And you can find some of those things just by looking at some stats for each one.
lovely. I like the idea of just putting something out there. This is your ideal client. Hey, I'm targeting women between the ages of 25 to 60, just starting your business, you're feeling stuck, hop on a call. That is awesome. And you send them a gift card, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
they get their favorite latte. That's an awesome suggestion. Or whatever it is, you send them something nice for their time. And
Right.
that way you are really narrowing down how it is that your avatar or your ideal client wants to be communicated with. So I love that idea. I love that, love that, love that. So how does being online impact the success of an entrepreneur's journey?
Yeah, I think this is a great question. And what I would say is really that it gets you to your goals faster. I know there are people out there who will say, and you've probably maybe seen some of this commentary, that you don't need a website to start your business. You don't need a logo. You don't need, and I 100% agree that you do not need those things to start your business. But if you want to grow your business, I wholeheartedly believe that those can be really uh, great tools to help you do that. Again, those are going to increase your visibility. You can share your um, thought leadership or blogs, your content, present yourself as an authority and a credible expert. So you really, there are so many opportunities that you have by being online. And again, if you don't want to be, like, you can totally run a business not be online. People have done it for years. The internet's not that old. But if you want to take your business to the next level and see what, how far you can go, then absolutely you'll want to make that part of your repertoire. So
Yeah. And if that's where your audience is, going back to what you were saying before, if that's where your audience is, then you want to go where they are, whether or not it makes you feel uncomfortable. That's why you get connected with experts like Amanda who can help you to build out that presence. So if your audience is there, then, and I'm seeing so many things pop up, every now and then, if a particular online platform or social media platform is saturated, then persons go somewhere else. So, it's good for you to pick the one that works for you. Or if you have a company that manages your social media platform, you can go ahead. All right.
absolutely.
So share with us now, Amanda, what are some of the secrets about being online that you can share with entrepreneurs who have joined us today? Some things that we just never knew, we never thought of.
Yeah, so I have some notes here that, and I'll probably look down from time to time.
That's
Just
fine. That's
uh,
fine.
so I want to cover just a couple topics more specifically. So visibility, and then authority and credibility. So when it comes to your visibility, I highly recommend using systems to show up online consistently. And this is something that I teach my audience. And you will take up so much more time in your day if you try to create content ad hoc, or every day you're going in, coming up with a post and posting it. That takes so much more time than if you batch work your content and plan it out for, say, a week or a month, and get that scheduled out so it runs on autopilot. That will free up your time. It'll free up your brain space to take care of your clients and actually run your business activities, right? So that is one of the first things that I really recommend. Next, I encourage people to make marketing a habit. So I think it's common for people to want to show up online when they need a new client or they want to make some sales. But what I really want to encourage people to do is make it part of your every like schedule every week, so that you are able to show up consistently and people aren't um, so you've created that momentum, right? So every when you're showing up consistently, you're building up over time. You're not showing up, then disappearing, then showing up, and then disappearing, losing all that momentum, and having to rebuild every single time. So
Yeah.
I definitely encourage that. Uh, this is not like earth shattering, but I highly recommend using templates in your business. Again, to save you so much time and energy. There are
Yep.
templates for like absolutely everything out there. And when you are starting your business, or if you're just on your own in your business, there's so many different tasks in front of you, right? And no one has the time to do them all. So if you use templates, this is going to help you get more done, be more effective with your time. The next one I want to talk about is SEO. Um, SEO, I know, feels like a very mysterious topic for a lot of
And
people.
maybe there are entrepreneurs who don't know what that is. So
Oh yes, thank you. Uh, I'm glad you brought that up. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And most simply, this means it's showing up in Google search results.
Yeah.
So this is a huge part of getting found, especially for local businesses. And it really is not hard to rank as a local business. It's just knowing what to do to optimize your website and your content. So um, actually, I wish I had a better there's a great article I have on my blog that kind of outlines a simple SEO process, and that's probably where I'd best direct you to. There are so many resources out there that take you into the weeds of SEO when really most businesses just need to be doing the basics to make a big difference for their business. So go ahead and check out my blog. There's a post on SEO that's going to lay out some of the most basic steps for businesses and get you started with that. And then on the topic of authority and credibility, first start getting testimonials and reviews if you don't have any yet. Post testimonials on your website, get reviews on Google or Facebook. That's going to be really beneficial for you. That's called social proof.
Mm-hmm.
And then work to get 3 features in 3 publications of some sort. Once you land those, put that logo on your website for each one. And then after you get those, aim higher and get like 3 even bigger features and get those so you can put those on your site too. So those are a few tips that I wanted to share.
I love that. And there's something that you mentioned that I wanted to ask you something about.
Sure.
In terms of running your post on autopilot. Are there any apps that you recommend, or that you believe has worked efficiently that you recommend to our viewers?
That's a great question. And someone asked me this the other day. I actually just use scheduling within the platforms. So I use Facebook groups scheduling tool and Facebook business pages scheduling tool. I use scheduling within the email marketing platforms. I do use later.com for some Instagram scheduling. There are some other tools that do, handle a lot more platforms. Of course, like the more features you have, the higher the monthly cost usually. So always something to weigh in your business. But I actually mostly use the native scheduling tools for the different platforms.
Yeah, thanks for that. And I'm glad you said it, because sometimes when, entrepreneurs hear about this, we think it's something that we have to learn, something else that we have to do. But on your platforms, your website or your landing pages, they do offer that, where you can go ahead and schedule your posts for the week.
Right.
And sometimes when you think about it, you might be saying, oh my God, I have to sit down 2 hours or an hour, whatever amount of time it takes you to schedule your post. But think about the value that you're adding to your entrepreneurs when you do that, because now you are thinking clearly. I think I heard somebody said the other day that you can't be strategic and operational at the same time. You're either doing one or the other. So if you're thinking strategically, you're now thinking, okay, next week, what is it that I want to communicate with my audience? And you plan your content for that and just set it on autopilot. More than you wake up today and like, oh my God, I haven't posted anything. What can I share? Okay. And you just think of something randomly and then you wonder why you're not getting the engagement. So completely agree with that. Schedule your post, and you can write it on a notebook, write it on a calendar. You don't have to have anything fancy to do with that. And your testimonials are important. And I'm taking the one about publications. I heard it before, but I was like, okay, not. But I'm taking it. So actually, I'm going to get the logos on my website. I was
absolutely,
adding much value to it, but definitely helps to build credibility. Thank you for that. Yeah. So do you think an entrepreneur, well, you did say before that there are entrepreneurs that have grown their businesses and they didn't have an online presence, but what do you think about an entrepreneur starting now, say 2 or 3 years in? Do you think they can survive without having an online presence?
Yeah, I do still think that they can. I just think it depends on what your goals are. If your goals are solely to serve your local area, then you can totally do that. Do I think an online presence would still benefit you? 100%. if you want to reach beyond, like I live in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. Like my client pool is like so small here. So to reach out beyond that, it is really essential for me. So I guess it is kind of essential for some businesses. I'm just saying, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
if you if you don't have a big enough audience base where you're at, then yes, it is essential for you to get online. So yeah.
And you said something that I want to add back to that in terms of when you were talking about SEOs. My son, I'm in Jamaica, kids are being homeschooled, and everything he wants, okay, ask Google, ask Google, ask Google. So
Yeah,
even if we come to your small town and you want to find a bakery, we would go on Google.
right.
So and that's, that is even having an online presence. So, you may not be promoting and pushing everything, but you want to be found. And a lot of persons ask Google. So
Yeah,
ensure that we can ask Google who you are and where you can be found. So
absolutely.
that can help you. Everything is ask Google. Google is
Oh,
like,
yeah. Think about, yeah, in our household, it's the same thing. It's ask Siri what, for specific videos and
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So I'm asking all my entrepreneurs this question, Amanda. As an entrepreneur, all my experts, sorry. As an entrepreneur, what is the most important question that one should ask themselves?
I love this question and it really has me thinking. And I think what I would say to this is to ask yourself, whenever you're working on a task, is this something I really need to be working on right now, or is it a distraction? That's something
Mm,
I have to think about constantly. I it's always a really good reminder to focus on, is this a priority? Is this actually something that's going to move the needle for my business? Or is it something that I'm doing because I'm avoiding the things that I actually should be working on?
yeah. I love that because as having a conversation with an expert last week, she's a psychologist, and we were talking about procrastination and how we use that, how perfectionism, and how we use perfectionism and how it impacts us and causes us to procrastinate.
Mm,
And when I thought about it, I'm like, I do that. So I need to get this right, and it comes back to what you just said, that okay, is this a priority or am I avoiding
yeah.
to do
Yeah.
something else? And just after this, I have a friend to call because she was like, I have so many things to do and I don't know what to do and I'm in breakdown. So it's a very good question. So ask yourself, is this something that I need to do? Is it a priority? Or will it move the needle, or am I just avoiding something else? So absolutely love that, Amanda, and thank you so much for dropping all these nuggets with us. We don't want to spread the interview way longer because I'm sure Amanda has a lot of information that she can share, and so I'm going to give her an opportunity now to tell you where you can find her, what she has to offer, and how you can get some of her knowledge.
Awesome. So you can visit my website at anchoradesign.com. And my one platform of choice right now is Facebook groups. So if you want to come hang out with me, you can do that there. It's Build Your Go-To Brand is the name of the group. And if we can share a link to that, we can.
Yes, we will.
Awesome. And I am on Instagram, but not there as often. So my handle is at Anchor A Design. And I was going to say .com, but nope. Just at Anchor A Design on Instagram.
All right, lovely, Amanda. So, guys, go ahead, build your go-to brand on Facebook. Go and join the group. Groups are an awesome way to grow your community as well, because you kind of know the persons who are coming in are already interested. That's even another way to
Right.
qualify persons who you're serving. They are interested in what you have to offer.
Yeah.
So go ahead. We'll drop the link right below the video so you can go ahead and visit Amanda's group and get some of the knowledge that she has in her head. These nuggets are very helpful, and if you can implement at least once per week, then you're on your way to something great. So thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing with us. Really, really happy for these great insights that our entrepreneurs can use to grow their presence online.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.